Okay, my friends, so this video is going to accompany questions 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 in the project, because we didn't get a chance to get to those last couple questions, and you need to see this is not going to be meaningful without what I'm going to tell you about. Okay, bone conduction headphones. Some of you might use these. The idea is you put these headphones on, and instead of being in your ear, they sit on your skull and they vibrate your skull, which sounds terrible, but actually it's a really, really convenient way for people like bike commuters to listen to music or podcasts, because I still have clarity of my situational awareness. I can hear stuff coming in while I'm riding my bike down better than if I plug my ears with headphones. So I started using bone conduction headphones. God, it's probably been 5 to 10 years ago. A buddy of mine actually gave me this. This is like by a company. They used to be called Aftershocks. They're now called Shokz. They've changed their name. And I don't even remember what model this was, but they were great. They lasted for like, I want to say 3, 4, 5 years, much longer than I usually wear things like this out pretty quickly. But eventually the battery just stopped holding a charge and the speakers kind of blew out, and speakers, whatever you call those things. So anyway, my wife, because I told her that I had blown these out for Christmas years ago, about 2 years ago now, bought me a replacement pair. And the replacement pair that she got, so Aftershocks is no longer the company Aftershocks, they're called Shokz now. And the bone conduction headphones look more like this now. They're red. And they sent me a pair. And in the first question here, okay, good. That first pair they sent me came in a cute little box, which looks like this. And I opened it up, charged up the headphones, hooked in my phone, and started riding to work. And I noticed that the battery died on the way home. Now, my commute into work is about 30 minutes. My commute home is about 20. So in less than an hour, the battery died, which I thought was really weird. So I charged them up again that night. Next day, went to work. Same exact thing happened. They died on the way home. It's so friggin' weird. So I called the company, I emailed them actually, and they got right back to me. They have fantastic customer service, Shokz does. And they said, oh, yes, sometimes our headphones have a failure rate. Or sometimes our headphones fail, excuse me. We will replace them. So that got me thinking. I'm like, wow, like how unlucky was I to get a pair that failed? So the first question here is, give me your best guess. What do you think the overall battery failure rate on one of these pairs of Shokz headphones is? Now, don't worry about which brand or which model. This is the Open Run, but don't worry about that. Just bone conduction headphones or headphones in general, what do you think the failure rate is for a set of headphones? Go ahead and hit pause on this video and then answer number 15. Okay. Now, they mailed me a new pair to replace it. So the original box I'm going to put down here. Well, you know, we're gonna use that pair. Okay, so we have one pair. Then they mailed me a second pair. Here's the box that came in, I think. So original pair, second pair. Took it out of the box, charged it, rode to work the next day. Died on the way home. So I probably swore. Tried to charge it up again. Rode to work, rode home, they died. Every once in a while, I would try them for about a week. And every once in a while, I might get like 3 commutes, like up, down, and back up again. But it never lasted more than 2 hours. Now, these Shokz headphones claim over 8 hours of battery life. I never got more than 2. So now, I've got 2 pairs of Shokz headphones that have failed. Pause and answer number 16. Which is going to use your answer from number 15. So pause now. Okay. Now, the rest of the story is that after I called them about the second pair, they said, oh, well, these things have a 2-year warranty. Here's the third pair. So now I've got 3 pairs of Shokz headphones. I shouldn't say that. I'm on my third pair. I've had to mail back the old faulty ones to them each time, but I kept the boxes. Guess what the third pair did? They failed too. And the fourth pair did as well. And the fifth pair, and the sixth pair, and the seventh pair, and the eighth pair, and the ninth pair, and the 10th pair, and the 11th pair, and the 12th pair. So now, I want you to look at question 17. That's a lot of damn headphones. What's the chance of all of them being defective? Remember, there are 12 of them. 12 pair. What are the chance of 12 pairs of headphones being defective based on the answer you had back in 15 for your fail rate? Hit pause, answer that question now. Okay, so now, freeze out the way a little bit here. Here we go. Okay, good. Now, as I'm sending them back, I mean, they're sending me new pairs basically every 2 months or 6 weeks or so. As I'm sending them back, the community, the consumer people are really helpful. I mean, they send me new pairs constantly. These things are not cheap. I think Jen spent close to $200 on the first pair, so they're sending me thousands of dollars of headphones. And I'm trying to troubleshoot with them. I'm like, maybe you're sending me headphones that all have the same fault. Remember we talked about independence in this project, how certain things are independent of each other? So I'm thinking maybe these all came from one bad batch of batteries. No, it's not that. These all come from different batches. I'm like, all right, are you sure about that? Because this seems really weird. And as I was talking to them and trying to give them helpful hints, they said, this is the paragraph about halfway down, as a customer service rep, we are hearing of all the possible problems that our headphones have, okay? In fact, we may think the same way, like what is really happening, why is the problem seems persistent. Okay, this a little bit weird there. We were given a statistic that for all the replacement requests, not more than 2% of our total sales are defective. So they do have a failure rate. 2%. 2%. Okay. So, found a typo. Assuming that rate applies to all the pairs they sent me. Okay, so this one has a 2% fail rate. That one has a 2% fail rate. 2%, 2%. What's the chance that all 12 of these would independently fail out of the box? So in other words, they were all defective. This one's got a 2%, that one's got a 2%, that's got a 2%. What's the chance of me getting 12 out of 12 defective headphones? Hit pause, try to answer number 18. Okay, now, they told me I was unlucky to get so many pairs of headphones that were defective. No, it's not unlucky at all. Not even close to unlucky. I want you to rewrite the number you just got as a fraction that has 1 in the numerator. That 1 would be me. And the denominator of because I guarantee your answer in 18 is 0.000000. I want you to rewrite it so that it's 1 out of something, and I want to see that number something, and I'm going to give you a hint on this one. 2% is 1 out of 50. 1 out of 50. So, redo question 18, but 1 out of 50 times 1 out of 50 times 1 out of 50, and then see what that big old number in the bottom goes. And try to explain why that number is just so massive in the bottom of that fraction that there's no way I'm unlucky. In case you get stuck with number 19, we can also wrap that one up before the warm-up in class next time. All right, my dear friends, go get them, and I'll see you on Thursday.